Hey, this is Mike. I'm just checking out this 2015 Dodge Grand Caravan. This is the SE trim level, and so this is a fairly basic van. Doesn't have a huge amount of bells and whistles, but it does have pretty good amount of value. It's got the stow and go seats and a lot of interior design features that I think that's useful for just about anybody. So this one is in silver, billet silver, and you can see it has the basic overall look of the Grand Caravans, and you see it has steel wheels with hubcaps, so there's not a lot of luxury going on there, but it is adequate. And here in the front we've got your just halogen headlights. There's no projectors, nothing like that, and then you don't have any fog lights. You have a chrome crosshair grille there. No luggage racks. Inside the van is where all the convenience features are. I mean, it does have the black and tan interior, and it has like I'm pretty sure that's a fake wood grain here going on. And this is not like you can get like a work van that this even more plain than this, but this one's a little bit fancier, I guess you can say. Does have manual seats, black seats, cloth. Got a storage compartment there, as well as a glove compartment down here. And it does have a USB plug in the back of the storage compartment. And these are manual doors, so there's no buttons on the remote to open them up and close them and all that. But let me just put the seat up a little bit. Alright, I'm just going to hop in here to kind of show you some of the features for the backseat drivers. So while you're back here, you have a bottle holder there. You have the ability to open and close the door. You have a lock. You also have the ability to roll down the window to right there, which is pretty cool because it kind of relieves some of the claustrophobic feel that I get anyway when I'm in the back of a van and I can't roll the windows down. But I can roll the window down. It's a big window too. So I can also adjust my climate control back here. And of course, these are stow and go seats, so they can fold down into the floor if you needed to have more cargo space, and you can do them individually. You also have vents back here in the ceiling, so I can have the air blowing directly on me. I don't have to rely on the vent all the way over there to blow away back here like back in the day. But it just has a real plain console there. Not really easy to reach for like cups or anything, but it's got a net, and it's real easy to slide up in the door. If you ever, the ones that have the electric doors, if you ever try to move them manually, it's really hard. But these are just like real easy to open and close. Sometimes I prefer the manual open and close doors just because they're so easy and they're quicker. You don't have to wait on them. So I can put this seat back. Alright, see what it looks like back here. It's very quiet. It is running now, so you can kind of hear, or not hear, the sound. And I know people concerned about me running the vehicles, but imagine the amount of time that's actually saved by people not running their vehicles, trying to learn the features, so they can watch this video one time running the vehicle, and they kind of have a really good idea on how to use their vehicle. So I see it as a way of saving a lot of gas, not really burning it. Alright, so back here you've got this big storage area. You got a little pocket there. There's where your your tools are to change the tire. And the spare tire is actually underneath the front. I'll show you when we get up there, but it's underneath the front. There's a place that you lower it on the ground. But these seats here, basically, if you wanted to fold them away, they fold back. But before I actually fold them down into the floor, well, let me do something else here. Let me unlatch them and pull them down, so you can have a so you can see that you can actually use them for tailgating. You can also fold them down like so, to where you can have a whole bunch of cargo space. And as you can see in the third row, you do have cup holders. It's kind of a little bit more comfortable in the third row because you've got all this, you know, you can like put tablets and cups and all kinds of stuff back here. Unlike the second row passengers, they don't really have anything to put anything like that. They just got that net and maybe one bottle holder in the door, and everything else is pretty much out of reach. But back here you've got a pretty cool amount of stuff. I'm going to try to do a video at night. This has the little LED circles here for the tail lights. Fuel cap. It is a flex fuel vehicle, that's why it's got the big yellow cap, but basically the cap hangs there so it doesn't go down and scratch your paint. So over here, I just want to show you how easy it is to stow these seats down in the floor. First step is to put the seat all the way forward. Now if you got a power seat, it takes a little bit longer to do that. Under here, this mat has little snaps. It snaps in place. This one's already unsnapped, so we just kind of reach and unsnap it. It looks like a big button. See that? So basically we get this mat and just kind of get it out of the way, and then there's this thing here that you lift up and you fold it up like so, and then this whole thing will kind of lift up. Now you've got this big storage area here on the floor, so if you want to use it for putting stuff in there, so you can see it's pretty deep. It's really good for storing stuff when you don't have your seats stowed away. But as far as like stowing them away, really I'm just going to do this one finger. I'm going to go right here, lift up, set back, so you can see basically the real hardest part is all automatic, because it's kind of spring assisted, so that way you're not struggling to fold it up and all that. So once it's in this position, you basically just kind of push down, and it's easy to push than it is to pull. And so then you close this and you go like this, and there you go, and that's your flat surface there, and the seat's completely out of the way, which is pretty cool. One of the disadvantages of previous year models is that you would have to take the seat out of the vehicle and try to find a place for it, and then once you're done using your cargo space, then you need to put the seat back in, then you got to lug this heavy seat back over, try to latch it in place and all that stuff. So this is a real easy way of getting the seats out of the way when you want them out of the way, and real easy to put them back. So let me show you how to put it back. Just kind of unlatch that, fold it up just like before. Alright, so now it's in there, and it's got this handle. So I'm going to just use like one finger, because I'm going to show you it's not very hard to lift up. You're not going to break your back. See, it's spring assisted, and you get it up to this point here, and this is where you push down real hard. It's not hard to do, but you want to go ahead and snap it down in place, and then you just lift this up, and like I said, it's easier to push than to pull. So once you get there, you lift your headrest up. Now the seat's in place, but we still have this floor to deal with. Close that down. and then fold that down like that. And then you get your mat, line up the buttons and snap them in place. A little bit easier to do it with 2 hands, but there we go. There we go. So now your mat will not, it's not going to move around on you. And your seat's secure. And you even have these armrests that come down too, if you want to use them. So Stow and Go is a really neat feature. Alright, so there's that. Now here's the inside of the driver's door. And you've got some buttons here. One is your side mirrors there. You could actually vent the back glass out, in and out. You see that? See how it kind of gives some air to flow through here for your third row passenger. So really, you can really get the air going in this vehicle. You can roll all the windows down and vent that, and it's pretty neat. Of course, you got your door locks and your window controls. You can roll down the back door glass there. And these windows are not one touch. You got to hold them. The front ones are one touch down, like so, and then going up is one touch as well. Now, if you bump it or something and it stops, then you got to hold it. There we go. Pretty much up and down is pretty easy to do with one touch. Sometimes some of the models they go down but not up and stuff like that. But anyway, this one's working pretty good. Like even if you go halfway, and then you can stop it, and then you can push it again. It goes all the way down. I like that. Alright, and then you got your side mirror controls, which are heated side mirrors, by the way. Now we have this place here. This is pretty much anything you can put there, but people put umbrellas, or it's really handy for, I think it's really designed for umbrellas, but you can pretty much put anything in that little spot. Here's your headlight controls and your dimmer switch. Alright, so inside the vehicle, this is your steering wheel. And this is a leather-wrapped, stitched steering wheel. And very good comfort, and it's kind of soft to the feel. Got some good thickness. And here on the front of the steering wheel is your cruise control. You just got to make sure that the little, when you push the on and off button, that the little icon is appearing there before you try to set it. And you set it with the negative. Plus is not going to do it. On the back of the steering wheel, on this side, is a volume control. Of course, the radio has to be turned on. And let me show you. You can go up and down. You can change to the stations on this side. So I can change. It's on satellite radio, which this van has. Alright, so there's some cool features there to keep your hands on the steering wheel. It also has Bluetooth, and once you pair your cell phone with the system, you can answer calls and make calls with this button here. Voice recognition is a button for, basically you push it and you can say certain commands, and like say tune to a certain station or call a certain person, stuff like that. And just below it, this buttons here correspond with this little itty bitty 80s calculator style readout. And basically I'm going to hit the step button, and it's going to give me miles per hour, miles per gallon average, and temperature outside, and how many miles the vehicle has. And then there's trip A, trip B, and distance to empty. So basically, if you wanted to reset a trip, there's a reset button below there. Alright, so here's the rest of your gauges. Real basic, simple, nothing fancy there. There's your shifter, and it is right here on the dash, so that way it frees up a lot of area down here. It frees up area for like a column shift or anything like that. So basically it's just real easy to use. Put it in reverse, and then once you get down on the drive, You can you can downshift if you need to, or upshift using the shifter like that. So here's the radio. It's a pretty basic radio. It has a CD player. It will play MP3 discs, and it has satellite radio. You got your presets along the bottom. You have auxiliary input, which is really handy for hooking just about anything up. And also, since it has Bluetooth, you can play music off of a Bluetooth device. Like, say, your phone, if you have music on it, you can play through there. So down here, your climate controls. This is for your front and rear. Your rear controls, you can set it to for the people in the back to control it, or you can set it yourself up here. So you can, you have that choice. This is for your driver. This is for your passenger. Temperature, fan speed, and where you want the air to blow is these buttons here. Econ. It used to say Eco, but this one says Econ. I guess it's a little bit more specific to if you didn't know what Eco was, it's Econ. So economy, you want to if you really want to save gas, you just keep that on all the time, and it will it'll kind of tell the vehicle to get the best gas mileage, I guess you can say. But if you really need to get all the horsepower, you can turn it off. There's your four-way flashers there. This is your traction control if you need to turn that off for whatever reason. And there's a pocket there, right here. It goes in there pretty good ways. This pulls out, and you got two cup holders and some little indentations to put stuff, maybe some change or whatever. And down there, there's two power supplies, and there's a pocket in here as well. And it's a little awkward trying to reach in there, but I guess it's there. Now, I mentioned the spare tire, and right here, underneath this cap, is a bolt. And you unscrew the bolt, and it drops the spare tire on the ground. So that's where it is. Here's your, basically, cup holders and a little console here. Very basic and plain. Some storage space underneath it. You do have an auto dim rear view mirror, which you can turn off by pushing this button. You've got tap lights, place to put sunglasses here, but this also serves as a conversation mirror when you lift it up and drop it like that. So now you can kind of keep an eye on everybody in the back. Here's the visor. It has a mirror with no light. Let's see if this side has a light. Nope, it doesn't even have a cover for the mirror. And the cover for the mirror is so that way the driver doesn't get disoriented with a mirror like that while they're driving, trying to block out the sun. That's kind of the reason for the cover. So it makes sense to have it on the driver's side and not the passenger side. So let's take a look at this window sticker. 2015 Grand Caravan SE. There's the standard equipment there. Goes down, scrolls up here, and then it starts optional equipment. And you can see these are the options that were added to the vehicle. And there's the sticker price. There's your fuel economy ratings. And then your safety ratings. I'm going to copy and paste all this information in the description of this video, so that way you can kind of scroll through it or search for whatever. Alright, so let's look underneath the hood. There you have it, 3.6 liter Pentastar V6, and it does have VVT system. It's pretty common now for engines to have VVT, which is variable valve timing. All the yellow is stuff that you would check on your own. If you're not really familiar with cars and engines and stuff, literally you just look for the yellow and you can kind of check and make sure You can kind of learn how to check those things. And it's important to kind of know what you're doing, because you don't want to open, like, say, the radiator cap while it's hot. It's not yellow, but just in case you don't know that, don't want to open that up when it's hot. So anyways, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. And in the comment section, I will have my email address in the description. I really don't use my the phone number that's in a lot of my older videos. If anybody's trying to call me on those, please try to email me instead, because I really don't use that number anymore. So if you can just send me an email, I'd really appreciate it. And if you can kind of share my videos with people, and kind of like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in this kind of stuff, I'd really appreciate it. I'm always interested in improving my videos, so if there's any kind of suggestions or anything that you can let me know how I can improve these videos, I will do my absolute best to try to remember and try to do what I can to improve them. I don't have a bunch of money to have, like, real big what do you say, like, say, expensive camera equipment and stuff like that, but I mean, with the means that I have, I'll do the best I can. So, and if you want to, of course, if you want to send me if you want to help out the channel, there is a link now on my page, on my channel, that you can actually send me some money. So if you want to do that, that's great. I'd really appreciate it, and maybe I could save up to get some nicer cameras and stuff. But anyway, appreciate you watching. See you next time.